Hey there, guys. Welcome back to Sleeveless Comics. My name is Micah Curtis, the head of Sleeveless Comics. And before we get started with today's topic on comic book drama, what I actually wanted to talk about was the current campaign, 3 Nights, 4 Days, Part 1. We are past the 8 grand mark, and right now, at the time of this recording, we're sitting at 129 backers. And the campaign has been open for 6 days now. So tomorrow is the... or rather, I should say this evening, now that it is officially Wednesday, that will be the mark of the 7th day. And on the 7th day, I will not rest, because I'm probably not going to sleep a full night's sleep until this is fully funded. So, for the sake of my sleep schedule, if you have not backed this book yet, please do so. Also, in other good news, we have the basic copies of Inglewood, the standard edition of the book, at Hatman's facility. They will be shipping out this week. They have also shipped the director's cut to us as well. And then after that, very closely, will be the posters on top of it. T-shirts will be going out soon too. So everything is rolling there. Like I've said before, if you want to wait a little bit before you back 3 Nights, 4 Days until you get Inglewood and read it, I understand 100%. I'm not going to hold that against you. So let's talk a bit about one thing real quick before we talk about dramatic shit is we only have one Get a Sketch tier left. So if by the time that I appear on Wingcast tonight, the 7-day mark, if we get one more of these sold, I will open up another 10. So just as a heads up, if you back this particular tier, not only are you doing me a favor, and Preston, and Oliver, and Eric, and Hatman a favor, you're also doing a favor to fans of this book and people who want the swag when it comes down to it, because this tier gets opened right the fuck up. So, good stuff all around. Now, let's talk about dramatic stuff. So, I have been told by several people around me that they are distressed by all of the drama that tends to surround Comicsgate these days. And it's understandable because there is a shit ton of it. And they don't know what to do with it. Or really all they know is they know they don't know all the details and they know they don't like it. I'd like to think that at my point in all of this, I actually do have a pretty good understanding of what all of it is. And I think that it's all fucking stupid. Just in case anybody wonders what I am on the fence about, don't mock the dead, don't dox people, don't give your support to fucking gay oppers, don't give them a voice, don't platform them, don't do anything along those lines. You know, there's a lot of people out there that are trying to fuck with a lot of other people and basically get Comicsgate to tear itself apart. And there's people out there that are buying the fucking bait. And you've got a fish hook in your mouth, and you don't realize that this is dragging you up to the fucking surface. A lot of it out there. A lot of it I've noticed. And every time that I call it out, man, people freak the fuck out. But that's how it is, man. There's a lot of crazy shit going on. And the thing about this is, I will admit, I made a mistake in making my old channel, my self-titled channel, about drama. It was a huge mistake. And that seemed like that was all I was talking about. And you want to know how I felt about everything? Fucking miserable. Absolutely fucking miserable. I didn't talk about ideas anymore like I did years prior, which is what people liked about me. I talked about fucking individual people and all this other stuff. At the end of the day, do I really care that much about Doug TenNapel anymore? Fuck no. I don't care about a lot of this shit. What I care about is making badass comics for badass customers. That's it. That's all that it has to be. And anything beyond that is just a distraction. You know? I think there's a lot of people out there that want to fight. And I'm not interested. I'm just not. And not wanting to get in the middle of it doesn't say anything about anybody's moral core. This is not an actual war. There is no need for us to take sides. It's fucking gay. Stop treating this shit like it's Game of Thrones. Who the fuck is buzzing me? Oh. Thank you to Thunderbird for subscribing, by the way. See, that was what that email was. But anyway. The fact of the matter is what I would actually suggest to people is not to get involved. Don't do it. Vote with your wallet. If you don't like something, let your wallet show it. If you do like something, let your wallet show it. You know, if you continuously feel the need to be vocal about it, I genuinely wonder if it is anything beyond virtue signaling. Because one thing that I think of whenever it comes to defending anything or anyone on the internet is how fucking quickly someone will stab you in the back over the dumbest shit. And it has happened to me over and over and over again. Because I take people at face value and I try to be a nice guy, and just it just happens. Happened to me at Blistered Thumbs. Happened to me at Tech Raptor. And by the way, I had left Tech Raptor ages beforehand and left on good terms. And they still threw me under the fucking bus much later on, you know, just basically to appease the mob. You know, Mundane Matt did it to me. You know, so on and so forth. Like, there's been a lot of people that have stabbed me in the back, you know, over the dumbest shit. You know, the absolute dumbest shit. And it happens. That's the internet for you. And we'll use Ethan Van Sciver as an example, too. So imagine being in Ethan's shoes, where you go out of your way to make a GoFundMe to help the Quartering sue an SJW who assaulted him. Imagine doing that, and then, out of nowhere, the Quartering decides to try to start shit with you to basically get clicks. I wouldn't feel too good about it. But that's part of the reason why it's foolish to get involved in these matters. The only person out there that I would say that you should give money to that is in one of these situations would be Richard C. Meyer. Because Richard, I know, is a genuine dude. You know, he's never stabbed me in the back. Anything I've ever needed from him, he's given me. You know, and I don't really need much from him, which is why I don't bug him all the time. You know, he's got his shit to do, I got my shit to do. You know, he's a genuine dude. You know, and there's other people out there that if they needed my help, I would. But, man, I really don't like to get too involved in this shit anymore. You know, about 6 months ago, I think you could best describe me as Officer Micah Curtis, CGPD. And Jesus fucking Christ was I miserable. Just misery. And it's not fucking worth it. You know, it's just not worth it at all. It's not worth talking about. It's not worth giving any energy to. You know, it really isn't. All it is trying to sound righteous. And I'm not really in the mood to sound righteous. I'd rather just let my actions speak for themselves. You know, I'd rather just let the way that I conduct business and the way that I do things speak very loudly for what I have planned and what I want to do with things and how I want to do them. Because at the end of the day, I am Comicsgate. And as such, I am for the customer. That is who I am pro, if anything. Is the customer. You know? That is what the problem was when Comicsgate started. Was that the mainstream comic book industry didn't give one iota of a fuck about the people who had the money and the people who wanted good stuff. They didn't give a shit. And as such, their business has hurt because of it. And a lot of the hardcore people that are out there have come to Comicsgate because they are finding people that do give a shit about who they are, what they do, and why they're fans of comic books. And as such, they want to continuously supply them with money for good comics. And that, in my opinion, is what people should focus on. You know, somebody out there doesn't like you. Okay. Whoopie fucking do. You know? Don't ever lose sleep over what some asshole on the internet thinks about you. Like, seriously, it's not worth it. I say that as somebody who has lost sleep over it before. And then later on wondered, what the fuck did I lose sleep over? Kind of feel like I'm repeating myself, so we're going to go ahead and bring this to a close. The point that I'm trying to get at is that this whole drama thing is silly. You want me to pick sides? My side is this. Sleeveless Comics and Comicsgate. That's the side I've chosen. If you are in Comicsgate, I want you as my customer. If you don't like me, that's okay. We don't have to talk. You know, and you don't have to watch me and you don't have to buy my stuff if you don't like me. That's okay. That's life. Not everybody's going to agree with you. Not everybody's going to like you. And I'm not going to be able to win everyone over. I am fully aware of that. At the same time, you know, my morals haven't gone anywhere. But I will vote with my wallet. I will support the people and their books that I want to support. And if I support Vestige 2, for example, that doesn't mean that I agree with everything that War Campaign does. I don't. I think I'm not a fan of the peasant meme either. I think that your attitude, whenever somebody treats you like a peasant, should be, fuck you. In my case, fuck you, I'm Micah fucking Curtis. I am no man's peasant. That should be your attitude, in my opinion. Because you don't want to have that perennial, wrong word, that continuous victim mindset of, I am a peasant. No, you're fucking not. And even if you think it's a joke, it will seep into your fucking soul and eat you. Trust me, because I started to feel that way. Because of the way some things were going. And thankfully a friend of mine snapped me out of it. For those wondering, no, it wasn't Ethan. Don't even start that shit with me. But that should be the attitude. That should be that sort of thing. Secondly, I obviously don't like people drudging up the dead. You know, I don't really have any personal loyalties to that Star Wars girl or anything like that. But why mock the dead? And the same thing with Panboy of War Campaign's younger sister, like, that passed away. Why mock the dead? Because you don't like someone? So fucking what? Like, I wouldn't wish those sorts of things on my worst enemy, and if you're the type that would, that's not a problem with the person you're fucking with. It's a problem with you. You're the one with the personal problem at that point. Shit like that ain't funny. Vote with your wallet. Vote with your footsteps. You know, those principles, those ideas haven't changed. Is that the wallet is the mighty equalizer. You know, I said I was going to bring it to a close, but I'm going to close it with this. This is what means most. You can tweet all fucking day about the way you feel about shit. Doesn't fucking matter. This is what talks. This is what carries weight. This is what matters. Is the wallet, the money, what is in your bank account. Everything else is bullshit, in my opinion. So, people don't come to me for a fucking sermon. People come to me to talk about comic books. And this is really only tangentially related to comic books, let's be honest. So on that note, I think we should bring this to a close. If you haven't already, please back 3 Nights, 4 Days. It's a wonderful, wonderful comic book. I should know. I wrote it. But for Sleeveless Comics, my name is Micah Curtis, your favorite vanilla gorilla. I'll see you next time.